Hey, breathing again. Some gon' leave like trees in the wind. Well, y'all gon' see like B to begin. That BC days, y'all free to pretend. Hey, cap on the internet, rap, we ain't into that. Fact, I'ma interject crazy. Hey, whack, I'ma intercept that with the intellect. Chat, better give me that gravy. Hey, that mean chicken. Gotta blow that, get it back, never know the cost. Yak, get the black, and a few stacks, never gon' lack any cobras, dog. Hey, I don't got a cross for the NBA. I seen Tobin, the all-white promo vid. And if God be for me, I ain't got a mind to against me. Hey, shoot the shot like I'm Curry. Ooh, I don't cap for my pitches. Ooh, narrow way, but I'm sturdy. Yeah, I don't pass on the scriptures. Hey, walk with him 4 seasons. Never going back is no reason. Devil trying to tag me, throw demons. I don't never lack, I'm pro defense. Double check y'all Twitter feeds. It's a whole lot of big cap, like a biz hat, no ministry. It'll wall fall like winter leaves. And if you don't got Christ in the middle with the bread like a centerpiece, you'll probably gotta retool. No sheep food, so hard for the inner piece. All cap like Captain America. Capsaicin and capture the area. Cap crunch, cap Marvel, cap planet, caps lock close, caption and cappuccino. Capadonna, Capoeira, Kaepernick, capillaries, captivating, capitalize. It's all cappity capping, we know. Yeah. You ain't got a line double bag. You can shine with the facts. You divine in your raps. Why you capping? Ain't no cap. You ain't gotta play the background. Holy night, know me, that's a fact now. Homie, I ain't capping. Ain't no cap. Holy cause he know me, I ain't capping. Ain't no cap. Holy cause he know me, I ain't capping. Ain't no cap. Holy cause he know me, I ain't capping. Ain't no cap. I ain't capping. Ain't no cap. Ain't no cap. Yeah. Light. Aye. Yo. Biz told me to run it back for him. Like I ain't tucking the stash spot, a couple of raps for him. I've been on my job, look at the tax forms. Man, I'ma pull up the stats for him. That's 189 verses. That's 2,400 some odd bars and 2,400 some odd hearses. Gauze, rap surgeons, scars, dispatch nurses. Guard, rap worship, applause in black churches. Beat telling me murder me, bro. You better know that it's going down like a courtesy flush. You better know that I spit it vividly, symmetry with the simile. Lyrically Timothy with a murderous touch. You never heard of me, but the surgery undeniable. It's never perjury, universally justifiable. I'ma simplify it. If we walking, the enemy fled. If we testify, he ain't walking, he Kennedy dead. Real talk, man, I'm a part of the ministry bred, pushing the Trinity warhead at the enemy forehead. Cause the industry force fed us a crab sandwich, telling us lyrically boar's head and it's that savage. For that, get a horse head to sit on your craftmatic. You don't want to smoke like you kicking a bad habit. I'm here with the rap damage, here with the advantage to put them back in line. Homie, give me a crack at it. Had to double up and crack a Bible and a couple of rhyme books. The pen penicillin never tuck it, the lines took. The cinnamon was in it, then I spun it with his image. Now I run it in the kitchen, Holy Spirit, the line cook. And some of y'all better leave me the heck alone. Hey yo, I stand with the rock, but I'm not a stepping stone. Everybody on they TikTok like a metronome. Clinic full of methadone, living under hellish homes. Spit it from the megaphone with a condenser mic. Lift it and address the throne when I tuck the kids at night. It's hard body, be the autopsy. You don't gotta get your paper back. This a hard copy. Back in my day, used to call a paper origami. Then I put the Lord above it. I was living all sloppy. I was down for the squabble. A brother talk cocky, that was takeout. Cause I was with the B4 broccoli.
What it do, y'all? It's your partner. We in here. We in here, baby. We in here, y'all. We in here, baby. How y'all doing? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your partner, man. Let me get my other music on real fast. We're talking about networking and hustle, guys. You know what we gotta do, y'all. So, hey, I'm getting everything ready to go. We almost there, baby. Hey, do me a quick favor, y'all. Quick favor, if you don't mind, real fast, y'all. No matter what y'all want, real quick. Y'all hear that thing? That's the theme song, baby. We got the paper. Hey, like, share, and subscribe, guys. Come on, guys. Share it out. It's going to be a good one. We're talking about something big today, baby. It's going to be good, man. Yeah, give me 1 second. We got to get TikTok going. TikTok, I got y'all going real fast, baby. I got you. Give me a second, TikTok. I got you. I know. Share it out, y'all. Share it. Like it, y'all. There we go, TikTok. We got you, baby. Y'all see the topic today, baby. Talk about something real big today. Real big, baby. Real big. Talking about, man, the $13 trillion retirement lie. Wait a minute. I told you we're going there today, guys. I told you we're going there today, baby. We going there today, baby. We're going there today, man. Hey, guys, if you are wanting traditional thinking, hey, they said the one for you, baby. But if you want to get something a little bit different, guys, a little bit, man, to push you a little bit, man, and to really push how you learn things, man, it's going to be a good one, guys. It seems to be that when we talk about retirement, a lot of times people get real defensive. This is not to batter. This is not to be a prick. This is to give you guys some wisdom on what I say. Again, I don't know everything. I'm always open to wise counsel. But guys, what I'm showing you guys today, this right here really kind of shocked me. We're gonna bring in somebody that's an expert in this crypto space. You know, we've been talking about how Trump's Iran war, his true intention was to reset the global markets. That was his total intention, guys. All right, that was his intention. So we're gonna talk about that real fast, guys. I'm gonna go a little deeper, and it's gonna bleed into your retirement. I said it, and we're gonna talk about the framework of a fractional reserve system, right? Blending into what the stablecoin, the crypto space, right? The CBDC, central bank digital currency, which is the digital dollar, guys. We'll talk about all that right now. So share it, guys. We're gonna dive into it, man. All right, man. So here we go, guys. Here we go. Let me go get us right, man. I'm trying to see if I can play this music. Let's see. I'm gonna let him play it. But anyways, guys, let's dive into our topic for today. Okay, we're talking about retirement, right? Most everybody, when it comes to living and working in corporate America, you're taught to go to school, get a job, a safe, secure job with benefits, guys. Work there for 30, 40 years, retire, guys, and live off of Social Security. That's what we're taught, right? That's what we're taught. Or live off an annuity, which I'm a fan of annuities in some form of fashion. You've seen some more creative thing come out, which is more about life insurance, really cash-free life insurance, guys, which is cool. I like that as well. Also, I'm more of an IUL fan, properly structured, versus a whole life plan when it comes to my investment strategy, guys. And so it's just guys, what I'm trying to say here is this here is today we're going to bring in some heavy hitters. Again, I'm about receipts every day at 3:00. Your boy, I'm coming live. We're talking about digital banking, the digitizing of the currency. The reason why is because this is the biggest shift in wealth that I've ever seen. It's a $16.6 trillion market. Let me say that again with my chest and test me out, guys. It's a $16.6 trillion market. That's what it is. That's what it is. So we're going to talk about all that real quickly, guys. All right, man. So let's dive into this real quickly, man. And if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. I will address them as fast as I can. Let's revisit, right? We have to always start with the foundation. Let's revisit how we got here. Okay. And let me say this here. It's not a Democrat or Republican type of live stream. No. What this is about wisdom, because currency or money is the cousin of wisdom. I'm saying it again. Money is the cousin or the twin of wisdom. It follows wisdom. So if you have the wisdom, money always follows you. Money is always following this twin, wisdom, every single time. So this is about wisdom the whole time. So let's dive into it real fast, guys. Share it out if you don't mind. let's bring in how we got here. Okay? How did we get here? Let's bring it in. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Here we go. Hold on one second. There we go. Boom.
Used this war to crash the markets on purpose, and his closest allies just made billions because of it.
Hey, guys, you see what that is? BlackRock. BlackRock seems to be in the right place at the right time every time there's a shift. BlackRock, every single time. Larry Fick them. Why? We'll answer the question today. And how you can do the same as BlackRock. I got you. Don't worry. Let's get to it.
While the media keeps you glued to war and oil, Trump created the cheapest entry into stocks and crypto in years. But only his inner circle was smart enough to take it. While the S&P dropped almost 20%, Bitcoin and crypto got cut in half. All the leverage in the market got wiped out overnight as nobody saw this war coming. And on the other side of that trade, the people who knew it was coming. BlackRock, MicroStrategy, and Morgan Stanley bought every cheap coin and stock that fear shook loose. Institutions don't panic during crashes. They profit from them, a lesson most investors never learn. But here's what nobody sees right now. If you believe Trump will put America first, then you already know how this ends. The economy, crypto, and stocks all come back. They always do under a president who ties his legacy to the market. This is the last buying opportunity of Trump's presidency. And just like every crash before it, only a handful of people will have used it. The rest will look back and say, I knew I should have bought. Don't sit on your hands while fear makes your decisions. Follow Hanno Crypto.
So again, guys, we had to go back there, guys, because of the fact that how did we get here? We have a president right now who has his entire legacy based on the economy, his entire legacy on resetting the debt, because he understands that we can't pay it off. And I even would say even Biden knew that. Biden knew that we could not pay off the debt. He knew it. He knew it. This is the reason why Biden did what he did when it came to the oil pipeline for Germany. He knew what he was doing. He knew that, and also sanctioning Russia. He knew that was going to turn the commodities industry into the wild, wild west. He knew that. And also with Fed now, right? He knew what he was doing. So you had Biden that actually wanted to digitize the currency, which he was doing. Trump just expedited it quickly with the Genius Act and the Clarity Act. That's what it is. So you see a president whose whole thing is he wants his whole legacy is tied to the economy. So inflation is his biggest adversary. Not the Democrats. Nope. Inflation is the circulation of money. All right. So what did he do? What did Trump have to do to be able to control what's going on? Because remember, he went into Venezuela, got that oil, bombed Iran, right? Some folks say it was for the oil. I disagree. That was for banking. And that move there was to wound China. It's to wound China because what? China was buying most of all of the oil from who? Through the Strait of Hormuz. From who? Iran. This was the playing game. So you had to get a commodity from Venezuela, which is oil. Then you go over to Iran, and he needs to reset the entire debt. Now, how did he do that for? How did he do that? Here's how he did it. Let's bring it in. We are revisiting what we talked about yesterday. Okay, folks is new. Folks is new. It's all good. I got you, baby. Here it is. Here's what he's doing. I want you guys to pay attention to the debt. To the debt. Okay, to the debt. Let's get to it. Here we go. Let's get to it. Here we go.
Trump is about to turn every smartphone on the planet into an American bank account, and it could trigger the greatest economic boom in American history. It's called a stablecoin, a digital dollar anyone on earth can hold with nothing but a phone. no bank required,
banks.
and it moves across borders in seconds.
No borders.
Here's how that makes America rich. By law, every stablecoin must be backed by real dollars and U.S. government debt. So every person in Argentina, Nigeria, or Turkey who swaps their collapsing currency for digital dollars forces more American debt to get bought automatically. Now scale that up. Billions of people holding dollars for the first time ever. That's the largest expansion of the dollar in history. America prints the money, the entire world lines up to hold it, and the debt gets funded by global demand instead of American taxpayers. Other countries export oil and cars. America is about to export money itself. That's the boom almost nobody sees coming, and it's already being signed into law. Follow us to...
This whole thing was about banking. It was about resetting the debt, removing the responsibility for the U.S. citizen to be responsible for paying the debt alone. And now what he's done is he's made it more global. This is the reason why the U.S. was in a hurry to be the first to market for the central banking digital currency. They beat Japan, and they also beat China and Russia. They beat them. What did they do with Japan? They actually bought Japan's currency because it was depreciating. And what are they forcing Japan to do? Stable coins. This was about shifting the responsibility to pay back the debt, as I reset it, from just the U.S. Citizen to the globe. That's all he was doing. And the attack on Venezuela and also Iran, really Venezuela, was to secure the commodity called oil, right? And when it came to Iran, not only are you resetting the debt by with that whole thing there, but you also are wounding your chief adversary, China, who's buying the oil from Iran. He wins on both areas right there, guys. This is just plan. Receipts. That's the plan. The whole time. So when you hear of war, guys, I'm gonna put it like this. War is all about money. Money and control. Why? You're complaining about inflation. Inflation is a financial term. It's not a war term. You see what I'm saying? Even your thinking is banking, but you think of inflation in a negative aspect versus how you can actually benefit from it. Because guys, newsflash, the government is not going to stop printing. I know, take it in. I know. They can't. If they do, the whole house of cards falls. Why do you think that why do you think they are trying to move the debt over to digital currency? Why? Because they don't want to stop printing. This is called modern monetary theory. We got it. We're in a fractional reserve system. So we're in. Okay, we're in that. We're right here. So now we got the foundation down. Got it down, guys. All right. You understand? Good. Now, let's bring in my dude, man, Mark Moss. Mark Moss is a gentleman that he is probably one of the most wisest guys. He's a multi-millionaire in just crypto. Okay. He's a multi-millionaire in just crypto. He's been in real estate before. Made millions in real estate, right? He owns some real estate as well. But the main source of his income is cryptocurrency. He's a multi-millionaire there. So this is a boss that we've been listen to. A straight boss here. And listen to what he says about your... Well, hold on. Which one is it? This one is... watch this move by the U.S. government. Before we get to the retirement, watch the move. It's in the digital currency space, right? Digital space. Watch what Congress just did. See, look at what they're not telling you. They have inflation, the war, midterms, and socialists, communists, Democrats, and Republicans. In the background, behind closed doors, Congress is making some moves that no one's talking about. Whenever you see both medias coming together with the same message, got a problem. Okay, so let's bring in my dude Mark Moss. I want you guys to see all of this. So I'm gonna make it a little smaller. All right, here's Mark Moss. Enjoy this, guys. Here we go.
Congress just announced its plan to acquire 1 million Bitcoin. It's 5% of the total supply. And
What?
they're doing it in a budget neutral way, which basically means they're not paying for it. Now, it's easy to see the headline and assume that you get the story, but where they're coming up with the money, that matters, because it's changing the bedrock of the financial system that's been standing for over 50 years.
What?
Now, this shift is even bigger than the global monetary reset that happened over 80 years ago. Now, of course, if you understand this, you have a head start on the rest of the market and the world. But if you fail to see this shift, well, your portfolio is going to feel the effects generationally. So in this video, I'm going to break it all down. What the new Bitcoin bill says. I want to show you what most people have been wrong about. I'm going to break down where the money is actually coming from, because that's the most important piece of this whole story. And then we're going to look at the implications for your own wealth and the future of the global monetary system. It's going to be a really big video, so let's go.
Into it.
All right, let's jump right in. As I said, we got a big video to cover,
Yes,
because
we
this
do.
is important. This is something bigger than you've ever seen in your lifetime, because these things happen longer than an average lifetime. So let's jump right in. Let's talk about the facts. I'm gonna talk about the facts. I wanna talk about the news, because this is all brand news, it's just happening. But of course, you can read the news on your own. So I don't wanna give you the news. I want to tell you what this means. I'm going to connect the dots of history so you can see exactly how big this is, of course, what we're going to do about it. Now, the bill that we're talking about here is called the American Reserve Modernization Act. We're going to call this ARMA for short. That's what we're calling it. And so for the rest of the video, I'm going to refer to it.
So this American Reserve Modern Act, you guys heard of that bill before? ARMA? The answer is no. I didn't know about it, but it was passed. Interesting. What are they not telling you? And all these moves are in the digital currency space. Let's get to it, guys. Here we go.
That. Now, ARMA was introduced May 21st. So depending on when you're watching this video, within the last couple weeks. House bill in the 119th Congress, ARMA Act. All right. Now it's in the U.S. House of Representatives, and it's if you want to know probably the most important thing up front is that this is not some theoretical thing, right? It's not a theoretical proposal. It's not an op-ed. It's not someone's opinion. It's not someone running a campaign promise. It's real legislation.
Yes.
All right. This is literally sitting on Congress's desk right now. Now, it was introduced by two members. We have Nick Bigich, two House members, and we have that's a Republican from Alaska.
Notice.
And we have Jared Golden, and he's a Democrat.
So notice, do you see? Do you guys see? Y'all see it, baby? You got a Democrat and Republican drafting legislation about a bill you ain't never heard of together. I understand. Yep. I'm just saying, guys, what are they not telling you? Okay, let's get into it. Let's go.
Democrat from Maine. So we have Republican and we have Democrat bipartisanship. There's also 17 House Republicans that are also co-sponsoring this. 17. So it's not just like one guy. We have over 17 co-sponsors from the House on this.
17.
Now, I'm not going to tell you this is certainly bipartisan, which is great. It's not deeply bipartisan because there's only one Democrat that's co-sponsoring the list so far. But the bipartisan structure on the lead sponsor line is the thing that really matters at this point right here. And the reason why is because it gives ARMA the credibility. It gives it, more importantly, the durability, right? That means it could survive the next election. It can survive a change in administration, and it survives if more than one party takes the House. Now, ARMA isn't alone, right? There's already a Senate companion to this bill.
Oh, wow.
So this is a continuation.
Already
We're going
in
to
the
break
Senate.
down sort of how we got here. I'll get to that in a minute. But this is not alone, right? This is a continuation. This is a continuation of where we're at. So there's already a Senate companion to this bill. It's called the Bitcoin Act. Now that one is
Bitcoin
sponsored
Act.
by somebody else, by Senator Cynthia Lummis. She's a Republican from Wyoming. And she originally introduced her version of that bill back in August of 2024. So here we are almost 2 years later, and this is progressing. That's the most important piece, not the individual thing. We want to always look at the direction that we're going. So here we are 2 years later, and it's still going. Now, she did reintroduce a new version of that this past March. So
These bills have been in the works for 2 years, which means this was getting drafted when Biden was president. Do you see how both administrations before the digitizing of the dollar? Just saying. Let's get to it.
what we're actually looking at here is two parallel tracks. This bill is taking shape two different ways. So like if one doesn't work, the other one does, but it's two parallel tracks, and it's the House and the Senate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important to understand. So there's two different bills, two different tracks, but the destination is the same. They're achieving the same thing.
Watch
All right,
this.
so let's dig into what it does, the news a little bit before we get into what this really means. But what does ARMA actually do? So if we start with the headline, the news, the bill calls for the U.S. Treasury, the United States Treasury, to acquire 1 million Bitcoin.
Wow.
Boom. Now, the bill calls for them to acquire the 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years at a cadence of about 200,000 Bitcoin per year for 5 years. Now that would equal, at 1 million Bitcoin, that'd equal 5% of every Bitcoin that will ever exist. That's it. Now, of course, that's a lot. 1 million is a lot.
Ton.
Let's put that into context. 1 million Bitcoin is more than every other sovereign nation on Earth. It's more than all of them hold combined. That includes China, El Salvador, Bhutan. Every government in the world that owns Bitcoin right now, if we add them all up together, the US would have more than 5 times that under this new ARMA bill. Right? And of course, that's by design. The whole point of the bill is to make the United States the dominant sovereign Bitcoin holder in the world. Not a participant, but the dominant holder. That's been Trump's administration promise. That's what he's been talking about forever. The entire administration, we're going to come back to who in the administration is on board with this. Now, a lot of people have speculated that the government would use Bitcoin. So we're going to buy Bitcoin and then we'll sell it at some point to pay off the national debt, right? We're going to pay off the debt with it. But that's not the way this bill is structured. It's not structured that way, which I think is a good thing. It's a different topic. But the acquisition itself, if we read the fine print, if we read the news, it tells us that we're not treating this, the government is not treating this as a trade, right?
Nope.
The Treasury has to hold the Bitcoin for a minimum of 20 years. Meaning that it can't be sold for over 2 decades, regardless of what the price action is, regardless of which administration comes in as a key piece. The Treasury also has to publish a quarterly proof of reserves every 90 days, so prove that they have it. They have to do that fully on chain, and it has to be verifiable to the public. The custody itself has to be built like a national security asset, multi-signature security. So, there's all the speculation about how much gold do we have, which we'll come back to that in a minute. How much gold do we have, and is there really gold? And the Trump administration is going to do some audit to find out if the gold's there. But we don't have to worry about that with the Bitcoin reserve, because in this act, they have to publish the proof of reserves on chain every 90 days. All right, and then the way all the security has to be set up, quantum resistant cryptography, all that. So this isn't just a position, right? It's a reserve asset that's locked in for a generation. We're talking about 20 years. Okay, so that's kind of the news, but let's get to the
So guys, as you can see here, you have Congress actively getting involved, right? With 2 bills, one in the Senate and one in the House that they've been working on for 2 years, which means this was getting done during the Biden administration. And the goal is to buy 5% of all Bitcoin. Now, why would they do that for? Why would the government, in a very major way, really get involved in the crypto space? Well, Mark said it best. is they want to use the crypto space, digital space, to inflate the debt away by coupling the debt and the dollar with the stable coin. Using that to go out and actually acquire depreciating assets of debt. Did it with Japan and forced them to buy U.S. debt via stablecoin. Now you must say, Dale, what does this guy do with my retirement? Not doing it. I'm glad you asked. Mark goes on about that, which is cool. I'm gonna pivot right there because the whole thing for me was to let you know that the government is actively in the digital space in a very major way. When in the past, they were against digital currency, at least on camera. Right? So decentralization is the enemy of the state until now. Now it's the best friend of the state. Okay. Now let's go to this other video real fast, guys. Again, Mark Moss again, my dude. And pay attention to the first 15, 20 seconds of this video. All right? He's going to explain to you the end before he gets going, okay? Here we go, let's get to it.
There's a $13 trillion lie sitting inside your retirement account right now. Not a risky bet, not a bad investment, a straight lie. Now, the people that are running it, they have a fraud score higher than Bernie Madoff. But what makes this so bad, so dangerous, that this time, the money isn't coming from Wall Street or the banks. It's coming from your pension funds, from your 401ks, your retirement accounts. This belongs to teachers, to nurses, to firefighters, and maybe even you. Now, when this unwinds, the fund managers who've already gotten paid, they're not gonna take the loss. You will. So here's exactly what we're gonna cover in this video. What this actually is and how it got inside your retirement account without your knowledge. The specific math that proves the numbers are fabricated, and the two ways this probably ends, so that you can end up on the right side as this whole system breaks and destroys an entire generation of savers. And by the end of this video, you'll understand something the SEC completely missed and that one guy with a laptop exposed, and we're gonna break it down. So let's go.
So guys, from the get-go, excuse me, from the get-go, guys, you hear Mark talk about government doing things from a legislative standpoint that is opposed to the flourishing of your retirement account. He flat out called it a lie. Strong verbiage. But hey, see what he says, guys. All right, let's get to it.
All right, let's jump right into it. We have a lot to break down. Now, this is on the back of a lot of research that's been put together by some other people. We'll link to their original research down below if you want it. But we're gonna talk about this $13 trillion lie. This is really dangerous if you have a retirement account, a pension fund, a 401k, whatever you have. And I do wanna say just real quick, this is a lot of work that we do, bringing these deep dive theses all the time. And if you wouldn't mind doing me a small favor and just hit that subscribe button right now, it'll really help out me, the rest of the team that we're all here working really hard. It'll also help other people that need to see this, get this information. All right, let's break this down. So the first thing, this is all revolving around something called private credit. Now, over the last week, you might have heard about this because it's becoming a pretty big deal, but most people have never heard about private credit. They don't understand what it is because, of course, you haven't invested into it. You don't even know about it. But basically what private credit is it's credit that banks won't approve. So typically the banks issue loans. They give you credit. They give you business lines of credit, business loans, small business loans, things like that. But when banks won't do it, when you're so risky, when you're not good, you don't have good credit worthiness, then the banks won't approve it, so they go to private credit. So that already tells you right off the bat, it's like prime, subprime, and then banks won't even touch it, so go to private credit. Now, this is something that we're calling a shadow banking system. Why? Well, the banking system really has three purposes, right? So we have storage of money, we have payments, And then we have loans, right? So they're doing all the loans, but not in the traditional banking system. It's a shadow banking system. Now, the reason why we call it shadow is it's not in the light, but it's also much more dangerous. It's not really regulated the way that, that other banking systems are. And a lot of your retirement money is going into here and no one's paying attention. But we're gonna break this down. Okay, now some of the big names, you've probably heard of Blackstone. They're one of the really big participators in this. Apollo is a big one. Blue Owl, they've been in the news a lot lately. I'm gonna break down exactly why they're in the news. But the question is, where do they get the money? But before we answer that question, let's just take a look at this. So you can see the growth of the private credit markets. This is going back to about 2000 when they were barely not even existent. But as you can see, even though banks keep getting bigger and the margin requirements keep getting dropped on banks so they can make more loans than ever before, the extent that this private credit is being used is going almost parabolic. Here we have, this is through about 2023. 2025, it's even higher. But you can see the rapid rate of growth. And of course, the red here is all in America here. So you can see it's being used in other countries, but it's mostly being done in America. So it's becoming really popular, but again, you've probably never heard of it. But let's take a look at this. Where does the money come from? Because this is the big piece that's gonna maybe irritate you a little bit. Let's break this down. So as you can see here, this sort of breaks down how the private credit system works. So what we have up here, private credit, end investors and borrowers. So right here, this is the long-term investment horizon. This is the money that comes in. And right here, it says pension funds. So maybe some of your money going in there. We have insurance corporations. So if you have money in some sort of insurance policy, it's right there, sovereign wealth funds, and of course retail. So all that money goes into these funds that we're gonna talk about here, and eventually it comes down to these corporations that need to borrow money, that are maybe too risky, that can't get it from the banks. But it's coming from your pension funds. It's coming from your retirement accounts specifically. Now, the problem that makes this so dangerous is, as I said, it's like the shadow bank.
So the money is coming from your pension funds, from your retirement. Interesting. Interesting. It's coming from your pension funds and your retirement. This private credit, because remember, we're in the fractional reserve system. So if money's not moving in a currency type system and it's stagnant, it's trouble. Okay.
Banking system, meaning it's not being watched, it's not being exposed, and it's not being regulated the rest of the system, the way the rest of the system is. And the problem is that we have a massive conflict of interest. Now, I said conflict, or is it a model? Have they developed a model that's a conflict of interest, but it's the way the model works? And they need the conflict of interest in order for the model to work. So let's take a look at how all of this works. Now, first of all, one of the big firms that we're going to use as our example here is Cliffwater. So what we can see is that Cliffwater Corporate Lending has been given an A as their issuer credit rating. So on paper, it looks great. Oh, A+, A, okay, that's fine. Looks really good. At approximately $40 billion in assets, Cliffwater Corporate Lending is one of the largest US-based perpetual life funds, perpetual life. So they loan money through that. And A means they have a long-term issuer credit rating. Okay, so they're really good. But how do they get that A credit rating?
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty interesting the way that works. Let's take a look at this. So we can see here, it says a Bloomberg TV segment on private markets warns. So even TV is warning people, most people just haven't picked this up. They're warning that private equity, they have a very strong incentive. They have strong incentives. Charlie Munger would say, show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcome. Look at the incentives here. To cherry pick prices that let them reap higher fees at the expense of their clients.
Fees.
Of course they do. They want the most amount of fees.
They do.
The former SEC chair warns they do things to make sure that you keep getting your stream of management fees. So what they're doing is they're rating their own book. They're picking the things that have the highest fees to make their fund look like it's doing better. They cherry pick and they pay the valuation firm. So they have this vested interest, or this, I should say, conflict of interest, where they pay the fund or the firm to give them a good credit rating. And if they don't pay them, then they don't get a good credit rating. So that's why it's a conflict of interest. Now, if we peek under the hood and we start looking at the real data, we can start to see just how bad this is. And I put here, cooking the books. Because again, this is all a conflict of interest, and that's how they're getting away with it.
Yes, sir.
So if we go by loan, I didn't go through 2,300 loans. I'm using some of the research by this guy, Nick. I'll put a link to his full research down below if you want to get it. But we can see here, he went through and did the work that your regulator is supposed to do. He went through and did the work that you would hope that the SEC or some sort of regulator would do to protect you. Maybe your fund manager, pension fund manager. Of course they don't, because they all want their cut. But let's take a look at what he did. So he went loan by loan, 2,330 positions. That's a lot. Good thing we have AI today to do that. But he went through and researched hundreds of them. And here's what he found. 189 loans where borrowers couldn't pay cash interest. So we have borrowers who can't even afford to pay the interest on their loans. But instead of defaulting, instead of calling the loan due, which would cause them to mark those loans down, instead, they just let them roll it into their principal. I understand you're too broke, you can't afford your payments. Don't worry, we're not even gonna give you a delinquency. We're just gonna allow you to continue to roll that into the principal. We're gonna give you more credit because you can't pay for the credit you have right now.
Correct.
They saw that 58 of those were loans that had to be restructured entirely because they couldn't even afford to keep making the payments, and they kept putting it into the principal, and they couldn't afford that either. Over 50 loans where borrowers aren't generating enough cash to service their debt at all. So on paper, it looks like they keep making money. On paper, the fund's doing amazing. On paper, they report no losses, but when you peek under the hood, you can see that's not the picture at all.
Yes, sir.
What the industry calls non-accruals. They carry on the book at full value. The reason why they want to carry on the book at full value is, again, so the fund looks like it's doing good. Not quite a Ponzi scheme, sort of like a Ponzi scheme.
Yep.
But the interesting thing is, the question is, how many of these non-accruals does Cliffwater officially report? What do they actually show? Well, the answer is 0. You see, so they're cooking the books. But how do they get away with it? Well, they get away with it, again, because they pay the rating agencies to come in and mark their book. And as long as they mark their book to still be active collateral, they look good. We can see right here, if the marks don't move, so the marks being how much their loan book is worth. If the marks don't move, volatility is near 0. If volatility is near 0, then any positive return produces an astronomical Sharpe ratio. So the Sharpe ratio shows the volatility and the return profile of that. And so these are getting astronomical Sharpe ratios because they're showing no volatility. So any uptick makes it look amazing because there's no downside. But why is there no volatility? Well, because the marks don't move. And again, why don't the marks move? Because the rating agencies don't move the marks.
Correct.
That's what we're talking about, the conflict. We can see here it's evidence that the Sharpe ratio being so high, it's evidence that the marks are fiction. So we know that loan book is not worth what they say it is.
Wow.
It says that, they have an A rating, and their marks haven't moved because the rating agencies haven't moved them down because of conflict of interest, but we know they're fiction because of that. It says a skewness of a negative 2.45 and an excess kurtosis of 1.44. So this is measuring the ratio, the Sharpe ratio, so we understand how much risk and how much reward profile we have. It says risk is catastrophically asymmetric to the downside. We don't want that. We want asymmetric to the upside, meaning we have more upside than downside. But in this case, you have way more downside than upside. We don't want to invest in that stuff.
So guys, this smells just like 2008. Just like it. Where you have these private banks, right? Because these borrowers don't qualify for a traditional type of loan product. So this private bank comes in and they said, we'll fund it. And how do they get their security, guys? Your pension, your retirement, via funds. Those are called mortgage-backed securities. So it's the same playbook. A private entity, right? And they're cooking the books. They're showing these are great loans. These are great loans, but they're not. So they're lying to the people. And the security is your retirement. So you're going to wind up paying these loans back. Yeah. This is the reason why, guys, they're doing the CDBC type of scenario, so they can move the debt over to the digital space. So they don't have to do that at all. It'll be more so once they do that, they can utilize your retirement for other digital type of products, and that may be good for you, right? When it comes to that. But that's what's going on, guys. This is why I said the lie that's in your pension funds, right? Your retirement is this whole charade on these are good performing assets. They're not. They suck. But this is the BNC paper of lending. The private sector's doing this. That's a lie. It's a lie. And how do they try to protect you with that lie? Simple. Moving the debt from regular fiat currency to a digital dollar, to where in their minds they can print more with the responsibility from actually paying off the mortgage. I'm sorry, just the American people alone, but also to the globe. That's all they're doing. That's it, guys. That's it. And you are left there holding the bag. Because as he just said, these loans are not performing well at all. But BlackRock ain't gonna keep that on their balance sheet. I would say Street and Oliver Vanguard. Would you? No. But you get no say. Why? Because your retirement fund is in the fund within the fund within the fund within the fund. Just saying. Just saying, guys. If your plan is just on, hey, I just want to get a safe, secure job with benefits, retire with a pension, good luck. And AI is coming for your job. It's coming. You see how everything is moving over to the digital space? Even your money is. But most people are thinking like 1975, 1980 when it comes to money. We're in the fractional reserve banking space, which means everything exists off of leverage. Do you see why they're going to use your retirement to leverage it out? It's the same play they used when it came to 2008. So again, just saying, guys. Just saying. I got something in my eye, guys. I don't know what's going on in my eye. I'm sorry, guys. I got something going on in my eye a little bit. Yeah, my bad. Let me get it out. It's all good. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Because I guarantee you don't know what your retirement's invested in, do you? No. But here's the principle of digital currency. You can pivot. Keep saving on your retirement, which is fine. Be more wiser, right? Think like a BlackRock banker, an investment banker, right? Think like a banker. Think like a Trump. How can you run your house like the president of the United States financially, right? That's how you should be thinking. Make sense, guys? It's just I wasn't gonna be long today at all. We're gonna be long. Tomorrow I will be going a little bit more deeper. Really into this banking as a service, because as you are learning more about the essential bank, the CBDC, which stands for Central Banking Digital Currency, right? You should learn how can I benefit from this deregulation. I was talking to a banker today, right? And she's a banker of a large bank. And we were talking about banking, about digital banking. She said, Jamie Dimon is afraid of digital banking. He's afraid of it. And he should be. Because digital banks are coming for the legacy banks. They are. Make sense? So, if you want to know a little bit more, guys, about digital banking, guys, again, it's free information. It's free. Free information. Scan on the QR code right there. And hold on, I got your Instagram. I got you. Don't worry about it. Oh, they be getting on me on Instagram, boy. I got you, y'all. I got your Instagram. Hold on. I got you, baby. All right, here we go. Now, here is a little bit of a link here, guys. Boom. It's just digital banking. All right, 1 second. Gotcha. There we go. Info. There we go. Boom. And there we go, guys. Boom. There it is. Here is, guys. If you're on Instagram, guys, there's a link right there. Click on the link right there, guys. Or you can scan on the QR code here, guys, if you want to, and go look at it and see how you can pivot from depending upon a wealth manager and or BlackRock, right, to make the right decision for you. We're here digital. We're here. We are here. The question is, what are you going to do? Now, how is it that BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street are always ahead of the shift? Simple. They have information, number one. But number two, they think like bankers. Do you think like a saver or a banker? Do you think like an employee or a banker? You're in a fractional reserve lending type of financial situation structure. It is important for you to understand how to think like an investment banker. First step is begin to think, okay, what is digital banking? What is digital currency? What is that? I need to get educated. Here's the QR code on the screen. Go get educated. It's there. Click on the link if you're on Instagram. Right there, guys. Boom, there it is. Go. And go do some research. It may not be for you. It may be for you. I don't know. But I would say go take a look. You'll be glad that you did. All right, guys? Whew. Man. Tough. Tomorrow we're going to talk about how Chime, SoFi, right? PayPal, other banking institutions, right? How they are taking away market share from the legacy banks, the Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and it has Jamie Dimon terrified. Jamie Dimon is the chairman and CEO of JP Morgan Chase. When he speaks, the world moves. Just saying. Bye, guys. I gotta go, guys. I hope this has been really fun for me. But again, going back to your retirement, guys. It's all they're doing is they have this private credit funding, what they call B and C paper, right? And then they're packaging those deals together, put them to a backed security, right? Or mortgage-backed security, whatever it is, and using your retirement money to recoup their investment. That's why you pointed toward your pension fund. And what's happening is they're cooking the books. They're saying that we're making a profit, and they're not. Get out of la-la land. Get out of I hope so land. Hope is a bad strategy. My rich dad told me that. Hope is a bad strategy. planning with a hope, with capital or wisdom, that's a phenomenal plan. All right, guys. Well, guys, hope I added some value to you guys. Hope I help I add some value. If you want to know a little more information about digital banking or where banking meets wealth creation, right? Free information. Click on the link below in the show notes. Scan the QR code, right? Click on the link below if you're on Instagram, guys. All right, guys. Gotta go. Man, thank you so much for your time. God bless you. You know I end it every time, baby. Before you leave, baby, right? You see that thing. Take a picture for your mom and them. Holla at you. God bless you guys. See you guys tomorrow. All right, y'all. Peace.
Right now, someone in your phone contacts is buying a coffee. Someone else just got a notification that their monthly subscription renewed. The average person taps their card more than 30 times a month and auto-pays nearly a dozen subscriptions. These are regular habits that lead to daily and monthly spending. But what if every single one of those microtransactions paid you? Introducing Dingo Blue, a powerful financial technology platform built for the way people actually live today. Powered by the ACN direct sales infrastructure, Dingo Blue gives your network a frictionless mobile account. 16.6 trillion. That's how much money is sitting in checking and savings accounts across the United States right now. Now, imagine getting paid when your customers simply do what they're already doing every day. When they keep a balance in their savings and checking accounts, you earn every single month a small percentage of what is in those accounts. When they tap their card for groceries, you earn. When they fill up their tank, pay their bills, grab a coffee, book a trip, or shop online, you earn. Every swipe, every purchase, every month. Every transaction creates another powerful opportunity to earn income through everyday purchases people are already making. Bills, gas, online checkouts, every swipe creates another opportunity. Dingo Blue aggregates those micro percentages, building a compounding residual pipeline directly to you. You acquire the customer once, you monetize their lifestyle indefinitely. No legacy fees, total transparency. Banking services are provided securely by our licensed FDIC-insured partner bank, giving your network institutional-grade protection. Stop funding someone else's success. Start creating your own. Tap into your pre-approved marketing toolkit, connect with your network, and launch your Dingo Blue engine now.
To learn more about this banking-as-a-service digital banking business model and to see how it can potentially benefit you financially to build wealth, click on the link below, scan the QR code, or DM me the word bank. I'll send you the details. Stay blessed and holla at your partner.
Cell phones in the air.